Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise this evening with a heavy heart. The violence that occurred today at the U.S. Capitol was senseless, destructive, and counter to our American values. This past Sunday, each member of this body took an oath to uphold the United States Constitution. And while the path of least resistance, particularly following today's events, would be remaining silent, my oath to uphold the Constitution does not permit me to maintain silence. While systemic voter fraud was not something proven, we've witnessed a systemic failure in the application of Pennsylvania's voting law when it comes to the 2020 general election. In late 2019, the Commonwealth revisited and modernized its election law with the Bipartisan Act 77. Granted, in late 2019, the Commonwealth legislature did not have the foresight to anticipate how COVID-19 would present challenges to voting. Despite that, it is not up to the governor, the Secretary of the Commonwealth, nor the state Supreme Court to unilaterally create law. The election abuses to Pennsylvania Act 77 taken by the Pennsylvania Executive Branch and upheld by the Pennsylvania Judicial Branch were clearly unconstitutional and had an obvious, if not measured, impact on the 2020 election, particularly when it comes to the citizens' faith in the electoral process. Irregularities in Pennsylvania included uneven application of the law, ballot curing, ignoring signature validation requirements, using unsecure drop boxes, accepting ballots beyond the deadlines, and interfering with certified poll watcher access, among others. These actions were taken by the Commonwealth's governor and Secretary of State, while the Pennsylvania Supreme Court circumvented the authority of the state legislature. Furthermore, the chief law officer of the Commonwealth sat idly while this process unfolded. Now, I join many of my colleagues in Pennsylvania requesting the legislators in Harrisburg conduct an investigation and audit to ensure such negligence will be prevented in future elections. I have serious concerns about how these irregularities in the application of the Commonwealth's election laws will play in future elections. Only with equal application of the law will the voters of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania have certainty in their election processes. Now, I remain committed to ensuring the voters receive an electoral system they deserve and where equal application of the law is guaranteed. If our election integrity is compromised, we have failed the very voters who have sent us here to defend the Constitution. I yield my remaining time to the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Harris.
Thank you very much. I thank the gentleman for yielding. The oath I took is very simple. Madam Speaker, you administer it. It's to support and defend the Constitution. Now, as you walk back to the office buildings, you walk by that wall that has when the various states accepted that Constitution. And remember, when a state accepts the Constitution, it agrees to accept every part of the Constitution. It doesn't get to pick and choose. Pennsylvania was there when it was written. They were so enthusiastic about the Constitution, they approved it in 1787. My state, Maryland, is a little further down the wall, 1788. They were there when it was written. The clause that gave the legislature the power over the elections was there when they accepted it. It's been there since. How dare the judicial branch or the executive branch of that state usurp the legislative authority? That's a clear violation of the Constitution. Now, we heard there's no evidence. Evidence? The Pennsylvania Supreme Court unilaterally extended the deadline to receive absentee and mail-in ballots. Does anybody contest that over here? Does it say the legislature did that? No, it doesn't. It says the court did it. That's a violation. That's what the Texas lawsuit was all about. We disadvantage other states when states like Pennsylvania, the executive branch and judicial branch, cheat on the Constitution. And that's what they did here. But there's more evidence. But wait, there's more. The Democrat Secretary of the Commonwealth eroded integrity by dismissing signature authentication on a ballot. Does anyone here believe the Pennsylvania legislature would have agreed to create a separate system for mail-in ballots and in-person ballots? That if you mail it in, you don't need a signature? But if you vote in person, you do, and it has to be authenticated? Of course not. The legislature clearly wouldn't have agreed to that. But that didn't stop the usurpation of constitutional authority. Madam Chair, I vigorously support this objection, and I ask unanimous consent to enter to the record the objection to counting the electoral votes in the state of Arizona. Additional signers.
Without objection.
Madam Chair, my motion is in front
Without
of the table.
objection.
Thank you.
Thank you.